Hola, clase, bienvenidos. Hoy van a aprender los verbos en el pretérito que son irregulares, totalmente irregulares. So today you're going to learn the totally irregular, radical, stem-changing verbs. And these are grouped according to how they change in the stem. Okay, so you'll just have to memorize which ones do what, and that's no problem. You've mastered the last set of verbs that stem change only in the third person singular and plural. So what's another set to memorize? All right, so we're going to go over these stem changing verbs. And the first one that you have is ser and ir. Now remember, ser means to be and ir means to go. However, they have the same conjugation in the preterite past tense. So you'll be able to tell by context if it's like went or was or were. Okay, so let's go over these. So the first one, the first conjugation in the yo form is fui. Fui. So that means I went or I was. Okay, the to form, fuiste, fuiste. And that's you went or you were. And then the third person, usted el ella form is fue, fue. So that could be you formal went or were, or he or she went or was. He or she was, yes. Okay, the nosotros form, fuimos, fuimos, and that's we went or we were. And then the vosotros form, fuisteis, fuisteis, and that's you all in Spain only went or were. And then the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, fueron, fueron, so you all were or went, or they were, or they went. All right, muy bien. So, por ejemplo, en una frase, in a sentence, we could say, fui al banco, or fui al cine, or fuimos de vacaciones. We went on vacation. Okay, so you know, in that case, it's the verb to go in the past tense, like went, because remember, usually ir takes an a following it, right? Because you go to a place, as opposed to like fue un gran atleta, like he was a great athlete. So, you know, you can't say he went a great athlete, right? So you know by the context he was a great athlete. All right, bien. Another verb that's irregular in the preterite is dar, which means to give. So let's go over this conjugation. So the yo form, di, I gave. The to form, diste, diste, you gave. And usted el ella form, dio, dio, you formal gave or he or she gave. And then the nosotros form, dimos, dimos, we gave. The vosotros form, these days, you all gave, in Spain only. And then ustedes, ellos, ellas form, dieron, dieron, you all, or they gave. So, por ejemplo, le di dinero a mi hijo, like I gave money to my son. That's an example. Or we could say, dimos regalos a nuestra madre. We gave presents to our mother. All right, another verb that's regular is ver, which means to see. So the yo form, vi, I saw, vi. The to form, viste, viste, you saw. The usted el ella form, yo, you formal, he or she saw. And the nosotros form, vimos, vimos, we saw. And the vosotros form, visteis, visteis, you all in Spain only saw. And then the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, vieron, vieron you all, or they saw. So you'll notice that the verb dar and ver have the same endings in this in the preterite tense. Okay, so you can think of to give and to see conjugated the same way. Okay, however, it helps for you to memorize things. It depends on the person how they memorize. Okay, now the next verbs are again grouped accordingly, according to how they change in the stem. So this first verb is the verb poner, which means to put or place. And let's conjugate this, and then you'll see the other verbs that are going to have the same endings and do the same thing in the stem. So in the yo form, it's puse, puse, I put or I placed. The to form, pusiste, pusiste, you put or you placed. The usted, el, ella form, puso, puso, you formal he or she put or placed. The nosotros form, pusimos, pusimos, we put or we placed. The vosotros form, pusisteis, pusisteis. So that's you all in Spain only, put or placed. And the last one, the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, pusieron, pusieron you all, or they put or placed. All right, bien. So you'll notice the endings for the yo form, it's e, and the to form, iste, usted, el, ella form, o, the nosotros form, imos, vosotros form, isteis, and ustedes, ellos, ellas form, hieron. So those endings are what you're gonna plug onto the other verbs that are conjugated the same way. So let's go over these. So the first one is andar, andar, which means to walk around or to go, or it can mean to ride, like andar en bicicleta could be to ride a bike. So again, the stem is going to go to anduv. That's the stem. Okay, and now you'll just add the same endings that you did for the poner verb. Okay, so anduve, the yo form, anduviste, the to form, anduvo, de usted, el, ella form, anduvimos, the nosotros form, anduvisteis, the vosotros form, and anduvieron, de ustedes, ellos, ellas form. All right. The next verb that does the same thing, estar. Of course, you remember what estar means to be. So in the preterite, estuv is the stem. So again, add those same endings that you have done with for the last two verbs. So anduve, add an a to the stem. Anduve, I'm sorry, a different verb. Estuve, estuve, it's I was. Okay. The to form, estuviste, estuviste, you were. The usted, el, ella form, estuvo, estuvo, you formal were, or he or she was. The nosotros form, estuvimos, estuvimos, we were. The vosotros form, estuvisteis, estuvisteis, you all in Spain only were. And then ustedes, ellos, ellas form, estuvieron, estuvieron, you all, or they were. Bien, another verb that's going to do this, poder. Poder means to be able to, okay, or could, in other words. So, so your new stem is pud. That's the stem for the preterite. Again, add the same endings that you've been doing. So, pude would be I was able. The to form, pudiste, pudiste, you were able. De usted, el, ella form, pudo, pudo, you formal he or she was able or were able. De nosotros form, pudimos, pudimos, we were able. And the vosotros form, pudisteis, pudisteis, you in Spain only were able. And de ustedes, ellos, ellas form, pudieron, pudieron, you all were or they were able. All right, the next verb is saber. Saber means to know facts, have information about something. So this new stem is soup. So again, add the same ending, so supe. Actually, and in the preterite, saber has a little different meaning. So in the preterite past, it's going to mean to have found out. So supe would be I found out. The to form, supiste, you found out. The usted de ella form, supo, you formal found out, or he or she found out. The nosotros form, supimos, we found out. The vosotros form, supisteis, you all found out, in Spain only. And the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, supieron, you all, or they found out. The imperfect would be used if you want to say I knew in the past. Okay, but we'll get to the imperfect tense, the imperfect past tense later. Okay, and then the last verb that's going to do this stem change is tener. Remember, tener is to have. So the new stem in the preterite is tuv. So again, add the same endings that you've been doing. So tuve would be I had. Tuviste, you had. Tuvo, you formal, he or she had. Tuvimos, we had. Tuvisteis, you all had. And tuvieron, de ustedes, ellos, ellas form, you all or they had. All right, so that's the first group of verbs. Okay, all right, the next group of verbs, they are going to have an I in the stem. Okay, and then they actually have the same endings as the last group, but the stem is different. Okay, so the first verb is hacer, and remember, hacer is to do or to make. So the new stem for hacer is hic, H-I-C. So hic. So hice would be I did or I made. Hiciste, the to form, you did or you made. Hizo, the usted el ella form, you formal did or he or she did. And that's going to have a Z. That C is going to change to Z also in the stem, just in this form, just in the usted el ella form. Okay, the nosotros form, hicimos, we did or we made. The vosotros form, hicisteis, you all did or made. And then the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, hicieron, you all did or made, or they did or made. Okay, then there's just two other verbs that are going to go to I in the stem that are grouped the same way. So the verb querer is to want. So in the stem, it's going to go to quis, your new stem, quis. So again, add those same endings. So quise, I wanted. Quisiste, the to form, you wanted. Quiso, de usted el ella form, you formal, he or she wanted. The nosotros form, quisimos, we wanted. The vosotros form, quisisteis, you all wanted. And the last form, ustedes, ellos, ellas, quisieron, you all or they wanted. All right, then the last verb in this group is venir, which is to come. So it's going to go to bean in the new stem. Okay, and then add those same endings. So vine would be I came. The to form, viniste, you came. The usted el ella form, vino, not just wine, but it could be you formal came or he or she came. The nosotros form, vinimos, we came. The vosotros form, vinisteis, you all came. And the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, vinieron, you all or they came. All right, so now just one more group of verbs that are going to stem change. And these are going to have a stem change with a J in the stem, okay? And then the endings are almost the same as the last group, except you'll notice in the ustedes, ellos, ellas form. Okay, so the first verb is decir, decir, which is to say or tell, right? So in the yo form, past tense, it's going to go to dij, D-I-J in the stem, and then you'll add the a ending for the yo form. So dije is I said or I told. Dijiste, dijiste, the two form, you said or you told. Dijo, dijo, the usted, el ella form, so you formal said or told, or he or she said or told. The nosotros form, dijimos, dijimos, we said or we told. The vosotros form, dijisteis, dijisteis, you all said or told. And then this last group, the ellos, ellas, ustedes form, is dijeron, dijeron, which is you all said or told, or they said or told. So you'll notice for that last group there, the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, it's just E-R-O-N, E-R-O-N ending, okay, because there's a J preceding it, okay. The other groups had an I-E-R-O-N for that form, but just this one is E-R-O-N, okay, so, and that's the only difference between this group and the other group of verbs, because they have a J in the stem. So remember, when there's a J, it'll be E-R-O-N ending for the preterite, for these groups of radically stem-changing verbs. Okay, so another group of verbs that does this same thing. The first one is conducir. Conducir is to drive. So the yo form, conduje, conduje, the to form, condujiste, condujiste. Si usted el ella form, condujo, condujo. The nosotros form, condujimos, condujimos. The vosotros form, condujisteis, condujisteis. And the ustedes, ellos, ellas form, condujeron, condujeron. All right, another verb is producir, producir. So that'll do the same thing. The stem will be produj. So produje, I produced. Produjiste, you produced. Produjo, you formal he or she produced. Produjimos, we produced. Projudisteis, the vosotros form, you all produced. And then ustedes, ellos, ellas form, produjeron, produjeron. All right, just two more verbs. Traducir, traducir is to translate, so traduj is the new stem. Again, add the same endings for this group. So traduje, I translated. Tradujiste, the to form. Tradujo, de usted, el ella form. Tradujimos, the nosotros form. Tradujisteis, the vosotros form. And tradujeron, tradujeron, the ustedes, ellos, ellas form. All right, and the last verb is traer. Traer is to bring. Okay, so it's going to go to traj in the stem. So traje, traje, I brought. The to form, trajiste, trajiste, you brought. Trajo, de usted, el ella form. Trajo, you formal he or she brought. Trajimos, the nosotros form. Trajimos, we brought. The vosotros form, trajisteis. Trajisteis, you all brought. And de ustedes, ellos, ellas form, trajeron. Trajeron, you all or they brought. All right, muy bien. So these are the totally radical stem-changing verbs. Okay, so that's the end of this lesson. This was even longer than the last one. All right, so nos veremos muy pronto. Hasta la próxima vez. Chao.